Okay, so Maxwell reached out into the comments last week and asked if I could do a video about the distribution of your comics. So Maxwell, this one's for you. And if anyone else has any other questions or follow-up questions with regards to this, put them in the comments and I'll try and do a video to answer them as well. But going back to the actual distribution of your comic. So once you've got your comic physically made, which is great, well done, I'm proud of you. You need to get it printed, which I've done videos on before with regards to using like online printers, that kind of thing. So once you start physically getting those comics back, you need to start taking orders from them. Now, there are various ways you can do this. Some people, run a Kickstarter, which I do myself. So you get a few people ordering from there. Also, you can set up online websites like, Big Cartel or Shopify Stops, and I can do a video on that if you're interested in knowing how that process works. Also, you have to start ringing comic shops, which I've done videos on before, and ask them to see if they stock, small press independent books and, building a relationship with the store owners. But when you physically have those orders, my process specifically is using Excel spreadsheets to find out, who I'm sending what to. Then I go and buy comic bags, just regular current size comic bags. Again, there'll be some links in the description for those. Then I go and buy hard ridged cardboard envelopes to try and keep those comics as protected as I possibly can. And then the next part of the process, Maxwell, is literally I go and weigh my comics. Normally I use the same weights with regards to like my covers and the internal paper that's used in the actual prints of my comics. So the weight doesn't tend to change, but I always go and check just in case the cardboard envelopes are, different from the last set that I got. So if you don't have a set of scales in your kitchen, it might be worth investing in, a cheap set of scales, just so you can put, 1 or 2 comics in a cardboard envelope, weigh it on the scales, make a note of how much it weighs with 1 comic, make a note how much it weighs with 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing, and then create yourself a little bit of a spreadsheet so you know what the various weights are. Then go online and look at your various, postal services. So over here in the UK, we use, the Royal Mail. I will go on there and I'll work out how much the cost for that large envelope, because that's what it's classed as over here, and the weight, to ship in the UK, whether that be first class or second class. And then I'll look at various overseas costs. So I'll look at, America, different parts of Europe, Australia, places like that, and then I create a nice little spreadsheet that I refer to, and then all I do is all that information that I've got from my spreadsheets of names and addresses, I import that into the Royal Mail website. I print them. I stick them on every single envelope, and then I walk to the post office, or I've got a really nice postman that actually comes and collects them for me, and then that's how I go out into the world. Now, one really important thing that I want to explain to you with regards to distribution is, regardless if you're doing this on your own as an independent creator or if you're doing this for a smaller publisher, the process is kind of the same as well. And I'm not talking about the physical packing of the actual comics, because hopefully the publisher will take care of that themselves through their distribution centers. But you kind of still have to go through the same process of promoting your work online. And that's like going to find people to find reviews, to get as much, advertising for it, and following up, campaigns on Kickstarter, that kind of thing, to tell people, what's coming next, that kind of thing. It all helps fund your future endeavors with regards to comics. So when you're starting out, you're kind of building on that momentum. So you kind of got to be your own biggest cheerleader when it comes to distribution. So even if you might not be posting those books, you've kind of got to be like, come see my comics, and get that word of mouth going for either that book or the next book. Okay, so hopefully that's answered your question, Maxwell. Again, any other questions, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.